Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show where we take a look at Maury, Lawrence, and Giles counties, all in the pages of your local newspaper. I'm Scott Stewart, publisher of the Lawrence County Advocate, Main Street Maury, and Pulaski Citizen. All three of our newspapers this week feature celebrations of different kinds. The big one being down here in Pulaski, Giles County, where they're going to celebrate Sundrop Fest. It's all day Saturday, June the 8th. And there's going to be vendors, food, music, fun, activities all day long. And I've got an interview with Giles County Chamber of Commerce CEO Jesse Parker talking all about it. That'll be coming up here in a few minutes. The rest of the celebration, well, we'll find out about those in this week's wraps. So let's get it started with none other than the Pulaski Citizen. Dr. Alicia Gordon, an amazing Pulaski citizen, is our Citizen Spotlight this week. And you can see her in that spot of honor right at the top and center of the front page of this week's Pulaski Citizen. Find out more about Alicia in the article also inside this week's edition. The front page is full of information this week. We start with the proposed county budget and the upcoming budget public hearing on June 25th. That's on the front page. Then we start celebrating with a teaser of the Sundrop Fest. That's right there on the front page. But what it's teasing to is a full Sundrop Fest section inside this week's edition of the Pulaski Citizen. Got to get a copy of it just for the Sundrop Fest information. Another celebration also featured on the front page is the annual Juneteenth celebration, which is coming up June 15th, which is next Saturday, not the 8th, but the 15th. At W.D. Savage Park down here in Pulaski, and it also promises to be an amazing event, and you can find out more about that right there on page 1. Finally, on the front, we find out about a new emergency medical responders program that is being started as an effort to enhance the county's emergency response capabilities. Inside this week, on A2, it's Around the Square Week, and as you can imagine, with Sundrop Fest coming up, a lot of our Around the Square businesses are focusing on that. So make sure you check out page A2. Also inside, the Pulaski Board of Mayor and Aldermen look to update the city's utility policies. And Margaret Campbell has a feature on local farmers markets. Inside, we always have local obituary notices, public notices, and legal notices, backward glances, property transfers, court docket, fun and games, community briefs, church briefs, and local church directory. A whole lot more than that. Johnny Phelps, Giles Pass, highlights Crescent View this week. And we continue to wrap up all the news from the school year. This week, we have the Scholastic Bowl competition. So much more, including sports. And let's go to Wade and see what he's got for us this week.
Hey, folks, Wade Neely here, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen, giving you an update on the June 5th edition of the Pulaski Citizen Sports section. Big headline grab this week as news from UT Southern. After 6 years as head coach, Dugan Line will step down as the head men's basketball coach for the Firehawks. That release coming out late last week. That is our feature story in print this week. Line departs, as I mentioned, after 6 seasons to pursue, quote, a new coaching opportunity. There's a lot of speculation about where Line will end up, but we were unable to officially get anything on the record. And so as such, we have just kind of let that story land where it lands. We will have an update on where Coach Line is headed as soon as that does become official. But 12 years total at UT Southern. And then the last 6 coming as the head coach led them to a couple of national tournament berths, including one this past season. They went 27-6. And they won the Southern States Athletic Conference regular season championship. So big shoes to fill, but not the only shoes to fill on campus, as athletic director Brandy Paul is still also feverishly working to replace Billy Evans, who's the women's basketball coach who retired earlier this year. So both basketball posts are open at UT Southern. That is our feature story in this week's print edition. Our co-feature story, if you will, the Giles County Little League All-Star Classic is underway. By the time you watch this, we've already played a couple of games down at Exchange Park, but we named our All-Star teams ahead of this week's tournament. So all of our All-Stars are mentioned in print this week. You can check out the rosters. You can get a schedule of the games. You can find out just about everything you need to know about the Little League All-Star Classic. Game number 1 was played Monday night. Weather permitting, we're set for games 2 and 3 on Tuesday of this week. And again, weather permitting, Thursday and Friday are set for our final 2 doubleheaders if necessary. So GCLL All-Star Classic info is in print this week. And finally, we give a special shout out to Giles County High School junior tennis standout Lily Smith, as she won the district championship earlier this year and made it to regionals, one of the longer runs individually for a Lady Bobcat, and she was eliminated by Summertown's Millie Emerson in the region semifinal. She was just 2 wins shy of advancing to Murfreesboro in the state tournament. So we gave her some props, much needed love there. And as always, we have words from our good friend Larry Woody, and that kind of wraps up a relatively light section this week, but we will have a full breakdown of the GCLL All-Star Classic in next week's edition. And who knows what else will pop up between now and then. We're always working on stuff here at the Pulaski Citizen. That's all for the June 5th edition of the sports section. And a reminder, if you miss anything, you can check it out online at PulaskiCitizen.com.
Hey everybody, Scott Stewart here, and I am at the Giles County Chamber of Commerce with my friend Jesse. Hey Jesse.
Hello.
And we're in Pulaski, and it's getting to be June, so that can only mean one thing, right? It's time for Sundrop Fest, and it's coming up this weekend. And so I'm with Jesse, and we're going to talk a little bit about all things Sundrop Fest, old, new, entertainment, when you can do it, and all that stuff. So we'll start off with some of our favorite old stuff, Jesse. Talk about, we call it old. You know, we've been doing this now going all the way back to when it was summer solstice. We've been doing it for a while. So I guess at this point it is old. But what's some of the stuff that we really appreciate and we've enjoyed over the last few years?
I would say the things that we enjoy the most are seeing each other. Everybody loves to get out. There is something for everybody to do. There's something to eat, something to drink, something to watch, something to see. And it's just something for everybody. Lots of good food, lots of good sweets. It's going to be a hot summer day. So you can eat multiple times throughout the day. Lots of Sundrop.
That's right.
Yeah. So good music, good fun. The milk drop. The milk drop, you know, it's been around for, I think it's pretty much 40 years because I'm 40. But, you know, that's a great tradition that we wanted to bring back. June is Dairy Month, and we are so fortunate to have one of Tennessee's only, you know, very few dairies that we have right here in Giles County. So that's fun to throw milk off.
And they give us the milk too, by the way. Flowers Creamery, we'll give them a shout out. So Flowers Creamery gives us the milk for it. If you've not been to a milk drop, I mean, if you don't do anything else but come down here for that, you ought to come down here for that. Stay around for a little bit. But I'm telling you, a milk drop is worth the trip. Because we are, you know, we're going to be doing this. It's going to be seen all across Maury County, Lawrence County, all across Middle Tennessee. And so anybody that's out there and you got this weekend coming up, just hang on to the end. We'll tell you about when it's going to be. And you can come down here and make sure you get here in time for the milk drop. But the other stuff that you'll see, I'll jump in here, food trucks. I mean, food trucks from all over the place. Dancing, and we'll have dancing in the street. We've got a local ballet class. Tell us some more. I don't want to take all your thunder away.
Yeah, no, we're having we have a Sundrop cake contest.
Yeah,
do all the Sundrop things, and so they're going to be selling the slices after the cake contest. And so they're calling it Food for Food. This is Bank of Franklin. They call it Food for Food, and if you buy the pieces of cake, then the money goes back to RFD.
Community RFD, right.
And then, but this year they're also going to do a cake walk. So you have a chance to win a cake.
Oh, yeah.
This year. So that's going to be fun. Reeves, our old-fashioned soda fountain that we have right here on the square, we're excited about that. They are going to do some different desserts and things like that. So that'll be fun. But one thing that we're going to start the year this year that we didn't do last year at 8 a.m., we're going to have yoga on the courthouse lawn. So we're starting early with yoga, and then we'll take a break and get set up. But the fun starts at 2 o'clock with the cakewalk, and then we go from there. We also have our slam drop contest.
Yeah, forgot about the slam drop. That's right.
Faith Over Facts organization has a slam dunk contest right here on the square.
Yep.
All the different age groups and everything starts at 4:00, and then at 5:30 they'll have their finals, where we'll pick a champion. And they were good.
Man, they were, yeah. And 3-point shooting contest and the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
So there's all that, and then there's also entertainment outside of that. There's like music, because that's the one thing that this festival has been based on from the very beginning is music.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about our music.
We have new this year for us is we have DJ Ron T is going to do. He's going to be our DJ and our MC starting at 2:00.
All right.
And he's going to take us into the night, telling us what's going on next. And just keep the jams going, keep everything feeling good. We have 4 local artists from the region that Facebook, we put it out on social media and asked people to tell us who they wanted to hear. And so that's who we went and got. So we have 4 of those. And then 2 of them are bands and 2 of them are acoustic. And then we're going to have Burning Las Vegas, which
if you haven't seen Burning Las, hey, come on. Milk Drop at Burning Las Vegas. If you didn't do anything else, I'll tell you, the bookend the whole day between those 2. And, of course, yoga, by the way, I was going to ask you, do you have people that are going to come untie you when you get all in there?
You know what? We're going to loosen you up after that.
Okay, good, because I need to be loosened up. All right, well, it's always a great time at Sundrop Fest. Started off as summer solstice years ago, and it has developed into Sundrop. Sundrop's been an important part of our community, and we appreciate them allowing us to keep having the festival.
Yeah.
And we want to thank them for that too. And thank all the sponsors. Thank the chamber. And I'm going to speak for Jessie now and let her say it too, but we invite you to come to Pulaski, come to Giles County, give us the date and time, and invite them on down. Jessie.
All right, please come on down on June 8th. Saturday, June 8th, the fun starts at 2. With the cakewalk, and Dale Jr.'s Sundrop Chevrolet race car is going to be here.
I had forgotten about that.
I know. We just released that news. That's big news. So fun kicks off at 2 in downtown Pulaski on June 8th. We hope to see you here.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back right after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Having a good, confident smile and being able to portray that positivity to others is really helpful.
A professional family atmosphere is what we get every time we come here.
Our hygienists do a better job at kind of assessing mouths and coming up with plans than most dentists do.
They're very kind and they're very aware of other people.
I think if there's things that I would want you to leave here with, I want you to feel like you were heard, that we listened to you, and I want you to feel like that your concerns were addressed.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
In the Main Street Maury wrap this week, there's a new exit on Interstate 65. It's exit 55, and it's the June Lake exit. And local officials celebrate the direct access this exit will give to the north side of Spring Hill. A Columbia man has been arrested in connection with a May 27th incident in which his vehicle struck and killed another man. The Maury County Commission approved the rezoning of property located on Highway 431 and Flat Creek Road. Spring Hill and Thompson Station planners are at odds over a proposed 222-unit development, and Mount Pleasant students took a trip to NASA recently. Read all about that on the front page of this week's Main Street Maury. Inside, there's a ribbon cutting, there's photos from the Daughters of the American Revolution, more crime and planning news, and there's grant and donation announcements. Also inside, Piggly Wiggly at Neely's Mill Shopping Center is still celebrating its 50th anniversary with a second week of great deals. Get ready before you go, though. Pick up a copy of Main Street Maury, the only place you'll find all the deals that are going on at the Pig. This week, we've got more local honor rolls. The Maury County Library Summer Reading Program is launched. A Columbia student is studying abroad. Local obituaries, a local church directory, public legal notices, comics and puzzles. There's lots of community event announcements, and the Spring Hill Library has released its June schedule. There's just so much more in this week's Main Street Maury. I mean, there's a lot more that I can't even talk about. You're just going to have to get a hold of a traditional newspaper or get online at mainstreetmaury.com and look at the e-edition. There's just so much more. I can't tell you all about it, but I tell you what we can tell you about. That's local sports, and that's up to Mo Patton. Let's go see what he has to say.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. This week's print edition of the paper, we've got updates on something new in Maury County, artificial turf, as both Mount Pleasant and Battle Creek will be getting it for their new football. Well, Mount Pleasant football isn't new. Battle Creek is. Battle Creek has artificial turf. It's down. We've got pictures of it in this week's edition. Mount Pleasant is in the process of getting rid of natural grass and putting in artificial turf, and we show you where that process is and when they expect to be completed. So all of that is in this week's print edition of Main Street Maury. We've also got coverage of a summer mainstay in Columbia, post-19 baseball. They get started Wednesday on the road. They play at Page. They've undergone some administrative changes. We take you through those and let you know who will be leading things in the dugout for that opener this week. Also, an update on Columbia Central's girls rugby team. The two-time defending state champions in 15s took their act on the road a couple of weeks ago, went to a national tournament up in Wisconsin. We update you on how they came out up there. Also, we've got some spring sports all-district teams from across the area. And there was a basketball camp that went on up at Summit last week. Got a little coverage of that as well. So, and of course, we always got Larry Woody in print. Woods and Waters. So be sure and check that out in this week's print edition as well. Coming up next week and online between now and next week, we've got some local athletes making some plans for the next level. So be sure and go to mainstreetmaury.com to see who and where. And we will be keeping you up all summer with sports across Maury County here on mainstreetmaury.com and in print on Wednesdays in Main Street Maury. Thanks.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
They have always met wildest expectations as far as taking care of my teeth and my health. You know, teeth health is very important now to your heart. And I told him one day, I said, I'd love to have nice teeth and nice hair. And he said, well, I can take care of the teeth, but I can't take care of the hair. And I said, you can make my teeth? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go for it. And he did. And I have been tremendously pleased. Dr. Hart, if you need him at night, he's here. This staff here will take care of you 24/7. You don't have to worry about, I can't get a hold of my dentist, my tooth's hurting. No, they will be here for you. And if I could get Dr. Hart to take that same artistry that he has and grow hair, then he would be double rich.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Superspeedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
The wild horses are coming to Franklin. The Mustang Heritage Spectacular. 4 days of celebrity freestyle, liberty training, trick riding, and extreme Mustang makeover. Plus the shopping. Over 100 vendor spaces with clothing, food, home goods, and things you can't find anywhere else. All that and celebrity signings at a music stage too. June 20th through 23rd at Williamson County Ag Expo Park. Don't miss a moment with a weekend pass. MustangHeritageFoundation.org for tickets.
Are you the biggest race fan? Main Street Media and Rackley Roofing are teaming up to send a family of 4 to the Rackley Roofing 200 truck race at the Nashville Superspeedway on June 28th. All you have to do is head to your favorite Main Street Media site and click on the Rackley banner to win.
The Lawrence County Advocate Wrap this week starts with a look back at local Memorial Day weekend events and commemoration. Also on the front, local rescue personnel received new grain bin rescue equipment and went through training on how to use it recently. The County Commission chose not to purchase land for a new health department last week, and local tourism has a new face and a familiar face. It's Keely Allen. Inside, we have a ribbon cutting. STRHS Lawrenceburg welcomes another familiar Lawrence County face to its medical staff in Dr. Francis Berry Brown. And TCAT over in Pulaski is about to break ground on a $33 million campus enhancement project. Inside, we have Town Crier's community event announcements. We have auctions, Tennessee Valley weather forecast, and Morrow's weekly and ad, which is always full of fun and useful information, local obituary notices, and comics and puzzle. Also inside this week, the LCHS band celebrated the end of the school year, and we wrap up a few sports loose ends from the end of the year as well. We'll be right back after this.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather today.
Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Kelly Rawson in for Ben Luna. We are starting things off a little bit on the gloomy side, and we do have showers and storms expected later on this afternoon as well. Can't completely rule it out for the rest of this morning, but overall, relative to later on today, this morning should be overall dry with a few showers and storms maybe in the area, but more widespread storms heading into this afternoon as temperatures start off in the 60s, eventually raise back into the lower to maybe mid 80s out there, just depending on how long those storms stay off to our west, but they will push through eventually. After about 2 or 3 o'clock, we will start to see them inching into our viewing area. You see at 1 p.m. still off to our west and will continue to push towards our area. Now, we're not expecting any severe storms for this afternoon and evening, but maybe some frequent lightning and some heavy rainfall with these storms that move through, and they should kind of turn into a rainy, maybe thundery mess heading into the 6 and 7 o'clock hour as it continues to exit our area with maybe some leftover rumbles of thunder around midnight and a little bit beyond. But then we start a nice trend of clearing for your Thursday. We're going to hold on to a little bit of cloud cover for your Thursday morning, clear things out. Temperatures will get back into the 80s for the afternoon, but we are going to be mainly dry for your Thursday. Any leftover moisture should fizzle out by the time it approaches us here in the region, maybe just some afternoon cloud cover. Then for your Friday, looking fantastic. High pressure will be in play, keeping anything away and we will have plenty of sunshine and blue skies and even some lower humidity values for your Friday. Unfortunately, it will be short-lived as we reintroduce clouds by Saturday afternoon. Saturday morning, though, looking dry, but then unfortunately the rest of the weekend looking a little bit stormy. Here's your high temperatures for this afternoon. Southern Middle Tennessee, lower 80s expected and mid 80s for North Alabama and Northeast Mississippi before the rain and storms arrive. For tonight, temperatures will get down into the upper 60s for Southern Middle Tennessee and into the lower 70s for North Alabama and Northeast Mississippi. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, showers and storms expected and widespread in coverage this afternoon, mainly between the hours of 2 and 8 p.m. Of course, going from west to east. And then we clear things out for your Thursday with a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures still on the warmer side, but it is going to be feeling fantastic on Friday with temperatures only reaching the lower 80s, so a little bit below average with lower humidity levels as well. Mostly sunny conditions for Friday, and then the first half of Saturday not looking terrible. Clouds will increase though with storms overnight and into your Sunday with some isolated thunder showers continuing on Monday. That's a look at your local weather forecast. I'll be back in at noon with another weather update.
Well, it looks like there was a lot celebrated mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee this week. Pick one of the ones that we talked about or just make one up of your own. But whatever you do, get to a market in your county, or better yet, sign up for subscription to the traditional e-edition or online edition of your local newspaper, the Lawrence County Advocate, Main Street Maury, and Pulaski Citizen. To get a subscription, just go to any one of the following websites: LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net, MainStreetMurray.com, PulaskiCitizen.com, or our parent company website, MainStreetMediaTN.com. We're your local newspapers because we live, shop, worship, and share life in our communities. We tell the stories that matter to you about the communities and the people that you love. Thank you for trusting us, and if the good Lord's willing, we'll be right back here next week.